Come on, Farley. It's always you, isn't it? Well done this past week. I think things have gone really well. You've risen to the challenge, your teachers have risen to the challenge, and Virtual Uppingham, in its learning, has gone really well. It's been great to see you get so involved in your houses and joining in with the co-curricular opportunities that we now have. It's been great. Part of my reason for being in different places each week is to remind you of the campus and the place that I know you all like very much and I suspect are missing quite a great deal at the moment. And behind me you can see the Leonardo, a place of great creativity. Many of you have found wonderful hours passed learning and studying and creating in that building. But over the past few weeks, something very different but really rather brilliant has been taking place. That's it. Come on. There we go. There we go. So, I've just managed to complete one face mask, but the real hero of Uppingham is just here. Mr. Simmons, come forward. What have you been doing this holiday?
Well, I've been quite a busy man this holiday, Headmaster. I've managed to make over 3,000 of these visors now.
And who are they for?
Well, they're all for frontline NHS workers. So we've delivered them to lots of hospitals around the area: Peterborough, Leicester, Grantham, Coventry. They've even gone down as far as Cambridge as well.
This is wonderful, and it's made such a difference. What was your inspiration? What made you want to do this in the first place?
Well, my wife works at Peterborough Hospital, but we got inspiration from the Eton and Rugby Group design technology teachers. They said that we needed these in the frontline staff.
And this is your design, I understand.
Yep, this is our design that James Elliott and I have developed, and it works pretty well.
It's very comfortable in wearing it. So who's been helping you put these together?
Well, Mick and Stephen, the technicians, have been on the laser cutter, putting them together. Then I've had an army of volunteers from the staff, which has been led by Mrs. Pryor, Verna Pryor, who's been doing loads of dishing out to all the staff. Mrs. Bartley has been doing loads of manufacturing with her kids. Mrs. Birch has been doing loads. So it's the whole of the staff community have been doing this.
And you know how proud we are of you. We've had some wonderful coverage, and you'll all be aware that Mr. Simmons is now a bit of a media star himself. No wonder you have to have assistance whilst you went on the radio and appeared in newspapers. But it just shows, doesn't it, with a bit of creativity and real hard work and a sense of commitment, you really can make a difference. And Mr. Simmons has made a huge difference to health workers across our region, and we're all really, really proud of you. Congratulations.
And there'll be more going out this weekend. The Upper Six boys who are design pupils, Tom Spalberg, Freddie Handy, Miles Thomas and Harvey James Ball will be all distributing them this weekend as well.
Brilliant. Thank you very much, Mr. Simmons.
Okay.
What a fabulous effort. There is no doubt that Mr. Simmons is, in these times of trial and tribulation, a real hero. I'm really proud of what he's done, and I know you are too. But he's not the only person we should be proud of who has stepped forward in the COVID-19 crisis. I want to give a shout out to a few of you. Well done to Harvey James Ball, who I know has been playing his trumpet as part of his community's celebration of the people who have been there working on the front line in the NHS. I know he's helped produce the visors that have been going out to support health workers and keep them safe from infection. And I gather also, Harvey, that you've been DJing on something called Twitch, which I've never heard of before, and Instagram, which I think I have. And I gather you've had a number of listeners as well, so you're keeping our spirits up. Just the same way that we're proud of you, the Fenby brothers who've been out on the streets of York, making sure that there's been food there for the most vulnerable people in society. And the Alderson twins who've been in Edinburgh delivering food of their own volition in order to keep things going and to keep people well nourished at times of real challenge. So well done to you all. I think what this boils down to is that in times of challenge, we all need to try to step forward. What can we do? How can we contribute? How can we go that extra mile? So now we've settled into school and we've got things going, and you've risen to the challenge that I set you last week so absolutely wonderfully well. What can we do this week that takes us a step further? Now, during the course of this week, Miss Delaney is going to write to you all. And what we're going to challenge you to do is to make a difference in your communities. What can you do? What small thing can you do to change somebody's life for the better? Can you volunteer for a local charity? Can you volunteer to help at a local food bank? Can you be someone who gets out there and helps deliver essential items to people who need them? Are you somebody who might just be able to reach out to that person who is isolated in your community by phone? Are you able to bake food for a family that may be under some real pressure because they've got both parents at work and they're trying to balance lives that at the moment are really stressful? What can we do to be the positive change in our communities around us? Now, I know you all, I know your efforts, and I know that you can do great things. So this week, when you get that email from Miss Delaney, don't just simply pop it in a file or put it in the trash can. Make sure that you read it, take it seriously, and get out there and be that positive difference.